What's up, guys?
What's up, guys?
Hold on.
Oh, wait. Hold
One
on. One
second.
second.
All right, I'm ready.
All right, I'm
This
ready.
thing
Is this thing on?
Make
Make sure we're.
All right, we're good. We're
All right,
good.
we're good. We're good. We're good.
Make sure my camera's
Make sure
on.
my
All right,
camera's
we're
on.
good.
All right, we're good.
So, what's up, y'all?
What's
Hope
up, y'all?
y'all
Hope
are
y'all
having
are having a.
I
I can't even sugarcoat it, guys. I mean, it is sad news today because
Sony
decided
make the
to make the announcement that they're ending physical
in
games in
2028.
2028.
Now,
Now, there's suck
everybody.
everybody.
I mean, it's
I
really
mean, it's
sad
really
because
sad because
collecting
I like
physical
collecting
games. You know
physical
what I mean?
games. You know what I
It's just
mean?
the
It's
memory
just the
and
memory and
the
the bonding part, by going to game stores or just going to grab that game, and then I show it off to my friends. We get in conversations and stuff.
So
So that is one thing I'll miss about the physical disc going away, at least on the PlayStation side.
But
But let's get into the
and
articles
see where we're
and
going
see
from
where
here.
we're going from here.
All right, I'm not gonna spend too much time on this, but so PlayStation physical disc production ended in January 2029 for new games releasing on PlayStation consoles. In response to shifting trends and customer preference, new games will be released on the PlayStation Store and at retailers in digital formats only. Sad Sudman, Senior Director, Sony Interactive Entertainment, Content, Communications, yada, yada, yada. As customer preferences and the broader entertainment industry continue to shift away from physical disc to digital, physical disc game disc production will for all new games releasing on PlayStation consoles will be discontinued starting January 2028. Following this date, new games available will be available on the PlayStation Store and at retailers in digital formats. This transition has no impact on games that are already released, will be releasing prior to January 2028 in disc format. This is a natural direction by Sony, the Interactive Entertainment, to adapt to customer trends as the general preference for digital media significantly outpaces physical discs. This transition will enable us to align more closely with most of our community who prefers access and play games today. We will continue to prioritize resources to drive innovation on how game players can access games, provide choices as to where players prefer to purchase new games, whether that's at retailers, at PlayStation Store. We remain committed to delivering a world-class gaming experience to our fans, and we thank you for your continued support, yada, yada, yada. So, yeah, that's where we're at with that. So yeah, good
So
news
yeah,
is you'll
good
be able to
news is
purchase
you'll
it
be able
from
to
other
purchase it from
retailers
other
like
retailers like
Amazon, and
Amazon,
then
and then
I just now learned
I just
there's
now
one called
there's one called
GOG where they
GOG
don't
where
have
they don't have
DMRs and you can
DMRs
keep
and
your
you can keep your
games,
games.
and that's
And
the thing
that's
that
the
worries
thing
me
that
and
worries
everybody
me
else the
and
most
everybody
about
else the
all
most
this is
about all this
because
is because
Sony has a track
Sony has a
record
track
of getting rid
record
of
of getting rid of
movies. It's from
movies,
what I
and
heard.
from what I
And
heard.
this and the
And
latest
this and
round,
the
they're going to be
latest
removing
round,
like
they're going to be removing like
550
550
titles,
titles, movies
the
from
PlayStation
the
Network, and
PlayStation
then
Network, and then
also
also
this comes from that
this comes from the Canual
license
license agreement
agreement
with
with Canual
Canual
Studio
Studio
or
or
whoever that
whoever that
is.
is.
So
So
could that happen for
could that
games?
happen
Yes,
for
it
games?
could. I
Yes, it
mean,
could. I mean, don't think I
y'all
didn't
moved
notice y'all
86
moved
from
86 from
Crunchyroll
Crunchyroll's
Sony. I
Sony.
did notice you
I
did
did
that,
notice you did
and
that, and
it was brought to my
it was
attention
brought to my
anyway.
attention
But
anyway. But
yeah, this sucks,
yeah,
guys.
this
I'm not
sucks,
gonna lie.
guys. I'm not gonna lie
And
to
I
y'all.
don't know what
And
the
I
future's
don't know
going to
what the
hold.
future's
And I'm
going
not
to
going to be a
hold. And I'm
freaking
not gonna be a
doomsayer or
freaking
anything like
doomsayer or
that.
anything
But
like that.
first
But
things
first
first,
things first,
we need to
we
advocate
need to
for
advocate for digital media by our
lawmakers
lawmakers to be
ours if we're
ours
going to purchase
if we're
these
going to
things
purchase these things
dropping
because
60,
dropping
70, and
60,
80
70,
dollars
and
for these
$80
things
for these things
now. I was fine
now
with the
I was fine
60,
with
but
the
the 70,
60, but the 70,
yeah.
yeah, I
But the 80,
but the
yeah. I
80,
can't
yeah,
see me
I
paying 80
can't see me
bucks
paying 80
for
bucks
something
for
that might be pulled
something that
away
might
from
be
me in
pulled
the
away from
coming
me in the
future.
coming
That's my
future.
biggest
That's
worry
my
about
biggest
this. That
worry
I
about this. That
knew
I
this was going to be a
knew this was going to
reality.
be a
Yes, I
reality.
did.
Yes, I did.
Unfortunately.
Unfortunately.
Did I want it to come
Did
to
I want
pass
it to
this
come to
soon?
pass this
Hell no.
soon?
I didn't want it
Hell
to come
no.
to
I didn't
pass
want
at
it to come to
all. But
pass at
that's where
all.
we're
But
at with
that's where we're
this.
at with
And then
this.
another thing we
And then
have to
another thing we
consider
have to
is that
consider is that
we
we
do need
do
to
need to
make sure we're supporting
initiatives like Stop Killing
and make
Games
sure we
and
have
make sure
laws
we
for
have laws for digital media to remain
when
ours
we
when
buy
we
it.
buy it.
But yeah,
But
it sucks.
yeah,
And I
it
wonder
sucks.
what's
And
going
I
to
wonder
happen
what's
with
going to happen
third-party
with third
publishers
party
when it comes
publishers when it comes
to collector's
to collector's
editions
or merchandising stuff you would usually get with a collector's edition.
like say for
Like say
instance,
for instance,
I
I got the Final Fantasy 16 Deluxe
What's
Edition.
going to happen to
What's
stuff
going to
like
happen to
that? You know
stuff
what I
like
mean?
that?
So
You know what I
that's one
mean? So
thing
that's one
that
thing
worries.
that worries me about this whole thing.
That's one thing that worries me about this whole
thing.
thing.
I got deluxe and collector's editions, which I happily would pay money for my favorite franchises. But if they're not going to be a disc version of that, I may have to go to Nintendo for that. I mean, seriously, this sucks.
But like I said,
we don't know what the future holds, and here's the other kicker today. An update on PlayStation Store for PlayStation 3 and PS Vita. Changes starting this year in select markets, followed by global changes in 2027. Same dude. Don't know who he is, but at the same time,
I don't think
this decision's coming from said Sumin, so I'm not even going to say anything about that. But anything Sony, I'm like, blah, right now. Nearly 2 decades of supporting the PlayStation 3 console generation. We wanted to know we will be closing the PlayStation Store on PS3 as well as PS Vita. PlayStation Store on PS3 in select markets starting this year, followed by global closures for PlayStation 3 and PlayStation Vita next year. This means new content purchases will no longer be possible once PlayStation Store closes on these devices. To ease the transition, you'll be able to download previously purchased content after the closing date for the foreseeable future. As PlayStation Store continues to evolve, support modern commerce systems, including update payment processing standards. PS3, PS Vita will no longer be supporting these updates at the level required. As a result, we need to close the PlayStation Store on these devices in the time frames that follow. Mexico, Honduras, Nigeria, Nicaragua. The PS Store on the store will close starting August 26th. Bro, that is next month. Jeez. Additional Latin and Middle Eastern countries, the PlayStation Store will close late 2026. In other countries, PlayStation Store on PS3 and PS Vita will close in July 2027. We know this may be disappointing to PlayStation 3 and PS Vita fans who, well, players who hold a special place in their hearts for this generation of gaming. PS3 and PS Vita represent an important era in our PlayStation history, so this was not an easy decision for us to make. As we continue to blah 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 blah, we need to focus on. As we continue to expand PlayStation experience on newer devices that most of our users are playing on today, we need to focus on resources delivering the best gaming experience on these platforms as we look towards the future. To our amazing gamers, we wanted to give our heartfelt thanks for your ongoing support, passion. I'm not even going to read all this. I'm not even going to read all that. It's pretty much corporate talk. But yeah, that sucks. But for anyone who has Xenogears, Parasite E1, 2, the third birthday, and I think Legend of Dragons maybe on the PlayStation 4 or the classics, whatever, for the PlayStation, so that's fine. But yeah, but any PS3, PS Vita games, get them off your PS3 and put them somewhere where you can preserve that data. But yeah, I feel like that's the worst of the news. Besides, I mean, they both suck, but that's the worst of the news. Wow. And let's see, and I got this IGN article, and then we'll move on to Kingdom Hearts. We already know about this. It's a shock announcement that follows the decision not to sell a physical disc version of GTA 6, which is expected to dominate the console game sales on this November onwards. This policy will cover all games released on PlayStation consoles from all publishers after this cutoff date. Some analysts believe when the PlayStation 6 will be released. I'm gonna say the PlayStation 6 talk for another time, but long story short, I'm not interested right now. Especially since Sony has been
crap this
at least the last couple years they have been crap.
In response to shifting trends and
customer preference. No, I already read that. Let's see.
And this was in the
article too. Blah blah blah. So let's get into this. Piers Harden Rolls Game Industry Analysis at NPR to call Sony's announcements a watershed moment for the industry. Whether that's good or bad, who knows? Console gaming is the last holdout for physical media in the gaming sector, but physical product has been declining in importance. Back in 2013, when the PlayStation 4 launched, those were good old days. A pair shows that only 13% of total full game unit sales for Sony consoles included digital only games. Fast forward to 2025, the digital shares of full games purchases stood almost at 80% of the total. So I can see why they're doing this. Excuse me for a second. Gotta plug in. I mean, you can see why they're doing this, of course, but
at the same time,
it still stinks.
I mean, that ain't even the
I mean, that
physical
ain't even the
games. It's just
physical
not
games. It's
having
just
that
not having that
decision to do it
decision to
anymore. The
do it
decision
anymore.
between
The
the two,
decision between the
physical
two,
and digital.
physical and digital.
Even though physical
Even though
media
physical
has largely
media has
depleted
largely depleted
elsewhere, at least
elsewhere,
with
at
videos,
least
you
with
still got
videos, you still
disc,
got disc,
Blu-rays, and
Blu-rays,
streaming.
and streaming.
Music, same thing. You
Music,
still
same
got
thing. You still
CDs,
got
vinyls
CDs,
has made a
vinyls has
comeback
made a
back,
comeback
and you got the
back, and you
streaming
got the streaming
services
services.
and
And
MP3s, I might add.
MP3s, I might
So
add. So
threes, but
threes, but
games, you might not
games,
have
you
an
might not
option
have an option
besides
besides
Nintendo games. That's
Nintendo games.
maybe your
That's
only option,
maybe your only option now.
and that
And that
inevitably there will be
inevitably there
concerns
will
from
be concerns from
gamers
customers around various aspects of this
including
announcement,
choice,
including
assessing
choice,
older
assessing
physical
older
games on
physical
new
games on
consoles,
new
the
consoles,
ability to
the
collect
ability to
physical
collect
games, and
physical
game
games, and game
preservation. One thing I'm
preservation.
worried
One
about
thing
the
I'm
most,
worried about the
the
most.
ability to
The
collect
ability
physical
to
games.
collect
Look, I
physical
love
games.
doing
Look, I
that,
love doing
assessing
that.
other physical.
Assessing other
You know
physical.
what?
All right,
All
you know
these
what?
are
All
important to
these
me,
are
but
important to me,
game
but
preservation is the
game
biggest one,
preservation is the biggest one.
and playing
And
older
playing
games
older
on new
games on
consoles.
new consoles.
Just this week,
Just
Sony
this week,
notified
Sony
users that
notified
it will
users
soon
that it would
delete more
soon
than
delete more than
550 digital
550 digital
movies from their
movies from their PlayStation,
from their PSN
from their
accounts due to
PSN
licensing
accounts due to
agreement with
licensing
Studio
agreement with Studio
Can-
Can
Canal, sparking a
Canal, sparking a
backlash. There is no
backlash.
sign
There
of
is no
refunds or
sign of
alternatives for
refunds or
those who
alternatives for
purchase any
those
of
who
these movies
purchase
on
any
the
of these
list.
movies on the
That's the
list.
thing. They're
That's the
killing
thing. They're
choice.
killing choice.
They're-
They're,
And does
and
it
does
play
it
social
play
media, which
social
advocates
media
for
which
physical
advocates for
media,
physical
accuse Sony
media
of
accuse
killing
Sony of
ownership?
killing
You are
ownership?
killing
You are
legal
killing legal
preservation. It
preservation.
continue.
It
You are
continue.
killing
You are killing
discoverability. You are killing
discoverability. You are
publishers.
killing
You are
publishers.
killing
You are
developers.
killing
This move
developers. This move
might slightly
might
improve
slightly
bottom
improve
lines, but tear down every other
tear down
aspect of
every
this
other
medium.
aspect of this
Well done. You
medium. Well
effed up.
done. You effed up.
That's valid, man.
That's valid, man. I'm not gonna.
I will say
I will
this.
say this.
I agree with that.
I agree with that.
Oh, wait a minute.
Oh, wait a minute.
I agree with that. I totally agree with that. Yeah, so I just read this here, guys. Sorry, I did not realize I had it on the slide and then read this. These are the things that I am worried about, including choice, assessing physical games on new consoles, the ability to collect physical games, and game preservation. However, the persistent trends of gamers are clear, blah, blah, blah. Just this week, Sony notified it would delete more than 55 digital movies, and that sparked a backlash. There was no sign of refunds or alternatives for those who purchased movies on that list. Yeah, I bet that's not going over well. And I'll reread this. Does a play social media account who advocates for physical media accuse Sony of killing ownership? You are killing legal preservation to continue. You are killing discoverability. You are killing publishers. You are killing developers. This is a move that might slightly improve bottom lines, but tear down every other aspect of this medium. Well done. You effed up. Yeah, I have to agree with that sentiment. Rockstar has come under fire for its decision not to release GTA 6 on disc, although in the context of today's announcements from Sony, perhaps it shouldn't come as a surprise. Rockstar might have been ahead of its time, even though I still don't like you're getting a physical version that's just a downloaded code in a box, which I will not be getting, by the way. I don't even know if I'm getting GTA 6 when it comes out. I may be waiting for a sale, because I'm not paying $80 for a game that I will need to download anyway from a physical copy. From January 2028, all PlayStation games will be the same. Yeah, so, and just to cap this all off, guys, people,
People,
whatever
whatever
backlash you're dishing out
backlash
to
you're dishing
Sony,
out to Sony,
It's working
It's
because
working because here's what we got next.
and this will pretty much
And this
cap
will
this
pretty
off.
much cap this off.
Social media. Sony takes social media timeout after controversially killing physical games. Won't be in a rush to return either. Gee, I wonder why. Huh? Sony has seemingly abandoned all of its social media accounts after today's controversial decision to stop manufacturing physical games in 2028. The manufacturer posted on its X or Twitter account today to confirm the news and hasn't updated since. Ordinarily, it had shared today's PlayStation Plus Essential update with its followers, but it hasn't been published anywhere aside from the PlayStation Shinblog, a Marvel Token Fighting Souls gameplay trailer. Yeah, okay. We also went on the Fighters official account, but not the PlayStation one. Interesting. Meanwhile, YouTube, no trailers have been updated for 24 hours. Its last Boost Guide update was on Tuesday. A Gitarato Man video went out hours in the early hours of this morning, but nothing has been there since. Wow. Meanwhile, its recent Instagram update prior to today's news is packed with people begging the company to reconsider its decision. Okay, so I didn't abandon all of it. The end of physical disc is the end of my loyalty, one heavily upvoted comment says. This isn't the first time Sony has quit media during adversity. It took a 72-hour timeout following the disgraceful closure of Blue Point Games earlier this year. In this instance, I'm not convinced that 72 hours is going to be long enough. This backlash is going to be last a long, long time. Yeah. So you know what? Sony has nothing to blame for themselves. Can you blame the people? No, you can't. You really can't. It's like wow, 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 wow. And you know what? They deserve this. I mean, you knew that this announcement was pretty much not going to sit well with people. Y'all do realize that. And let's get into this reaction. Reaction. PlayStation burned through its last remaining goodwill of its fans. Thanks. On paper, PlayStation is stronger than it's ever been. The division is posting record profits, releasing annual Game of the Year containers, and has snuffed out its nearest rival, Xbox. We'll see about that one. That depends on how Xbox fixes itself. And yet, I've been writing in about the world of Sony for almost 2 decades now, and I don't think I have seen fan optimism in the worst place since the beginning of the PS3. It's ran out of political capital these past few years, and today's confirmation that it will cease manufacturing physical games in 2028 is the lowest point. Looking at the data, I understand why it came to this conclusion. Look, I do too. It just sucks. Sucks. The industry has increasingly trended digitally best for the best part of a decade now, peaking at 85% in the previous quarter. But the data only gives us a portion of the story. Sony's most engaged and loyal enthusiasts love physical media, so I'm not surprised to see a whopping 62% of our readers say they will buy fewer PlayStation games as a result of this news. And who can blame? I don't blame anybody. And guys, I'm not going to tell y'all how to feel either. How you feel about this, especially with all some of the all digital guys, some of the all digital guys I will preference are telling you how you should feel, and you shouldn't be angry about this. You should be angry because they don't understand At least some of them don't understand the emotion and the memories of a physical copy of a game. And ownership is a big deal. Players appreciate ownership. They love the ability to share and reshare their games. Shuhei Yoshida's infamous How to Share Your Games on PlayStation video may be 13 years old at this point, but it taps into a sentiment that hasn't gone away. And that's that sentiment I'm talking about with Sony and some of these all digital players who are calling out people who love physical games and are distraught by this. I know the industry been heading this direction with blank Blu-rays and reduced retail runs, but I thought Sony, with its notorious global audience, would be the last one to give up on this. Me too, but I'm not surprised anymore with Sony when they do something that's opposite of the consumer. If you ask me prior to today, they who out of the console manufacturers are best supporting in physical media, the best I have said without any bias, Sony. Nintendo has been forced to compromise on game key cards, which hasn't enthused Switch 2 owners, but they look like a better solution what PlayStation is planning at this point. Yeah, I'm not a key card fan either, but it's better than nothing at this point. Xbox more or less gave up on physical media years ago. It's been shipping unlocked keys in plastic boxes on the PS5. Sony, for all its faults, has been at least delivering full games on disc. It's even offered reliably affordable disk drive upgrade for the PlayStation 5 Pro, an imperfect solution for a pricey platform, sure, but a reflection of the times and a solution nonetheless. Today's announcement understandably angered and agitated an increasing irate fan base. Then I'm not surprised to see many air their disgust online. Our comment section represents just a fraction of the anger. The PlayStation blog is a tidal wave of bloated frustration. Over 4,500 comments at the time of this rising every minute, none of them particularly pleasant. Oh boy. Yeah, like I said, Sony did it to themselves. You can't blame them. You can't blame people for being mad. I think the reaction is well deserved for the announcement alone, but it caps a torrent generation for Sony that has seen it burn through all of its goodwill. Let's not forget today's confirmation comes alongside the closure of PS3 and PS Vita stores. They lasted 20 years, outlived many of their contemporaries, but it takes some front to close two beloved stores on a day. It also confirms a all digital future. It may have gone under the radar, but just this weekend, Sony announced it would be deleting over 550 movies from the accounts of anyone who bought them. No refund, no recourse. Course gone. A sign of our deplorably undigital future. This is just a cap on the disappointing generation for PlayStation. Games have been better the games would have been better than I think I gave them credit for, but an understandable sentiment that between its ill will, live service push, and poor management, it underdelivered overall. Yeah, yeah, I can say that. And I'm just gonna say that. Sony finds itself 18 away from a new generation console with its public reputation at an all-time low, and an ongoing memory service means its new console is going to cost 1,000 at best. Whereas the appetite for that, I'm certainly not applying the ship discount would solve all of its problems. It wouldn't. But where's the rush? Where's the hurry? Yeah, that's my thing about the PS6. If PlayStation's purpose is to delight players, it surely would have found a way to continue shipping physical media for those who still value preservation and ownership. The unfortunate reality is PlayStation purpose is to delight us all, is to take away choices and restrict us to storefronts that it controls. Maybe it will get away with it, maybe it won't. On paper, the division's been stronger than it's ever been, but I don't see it lasting long at this point. So that's a very good point and a very good article. And
Article and
Yeah, what's the
Yeah,
rush on the
what's the rush on the
PlayStation
PlayStation
6?
6? Your reputation's in the toilet right now.
I mean, it makes
I
no
mean, it
sense
makes
to
no
release
sense to
this thing,
release this
and
thing,
with the bill
and
of
with the bill of
materials
materials
increasing
increasing
the price of
the price of materials from 760
to
to
960,
960, almost
What's
$200.
the point of
What's the
even
point of
having a
even having a
PlayStation
PlayStation
6 come out
6 come
now?
out now?
And I don't even
And
want a
I don't even want
PlayStation
a
6 right
PlayStation
now.
6
I
right
mean,
now. I mean,
there's console generations just getting
started,
started,
but at the
but at the
same
same
time,
time,
Sony
Sony
may
may
have
have
ended
ended
it
it
for
for
good.
good. As for
As
me,
for
and
me, and this video is going
long
on long enough, my
enough,
apologies, but
yeah, so
yeah,
I'll
so
be holding
I'll
on
be
my
holding on my
PlayStation 5
PlayStation
Pro for
5
a
Pro for a
while.
while.
I'm not gonna
I'm not gonna
boycott it. I'm
boycott
not gonna
it.
do it
I'm
just
not
to
gonna do it just
boycott
to boycott
Sony, but
Sony, but
PlayStation 6, I'm
PlayStation
out for the
6,
time
I'm out
being
for the time
because I
being
can't
because
support
I can't
Sony.
support Sony.
And that
And
article
that
hit
article
on
hit
other
on the
points of
other
this thing.
points of this thing.
Pretty much,
Pretty much,
PlayStation
PlayStation,
with the live
live service
service game,
games, Blue Point's
which was
closure,
thanks
which was
to their
thanks
live
to their
service
live
crusade,
service
by the
crusade,
way.
by the way.
Bungie,
Bungie,
I felt like
they
they
caused their own
caused their own
demise,
demise,
but
but still.
still.
We
We
can't
can't
get
get
Destiny
Destiny
3
3
out
out between the three of them, start making that or whatever, but Bungie's staff has been cut.
And
And
then
then this news, like, I knew this future was coming, but closing down a PS3 and a PS Vita stores, yeah,
it's not looking
it's
good for
not
Sony.
looking good for Sony.
Could this be
Could this be the nail in the coffin for them? We'll see. Time will tell. This is all still fresh and new. Physical games are still here for the time being. Like I said, I'm keeping my PS5 Pro. If Kingdom Hearts 4 comes out in after 2028 January, I may have to get the Nintendo Switch 2 edition. Just have a physical copy, and that's my thing. What's going to happen to collector's editions? Are we just going to get a box with a code, then the steel book, and the and then the art books and all that stuff? I wonder about that stuff, to be for real.
And all the little
And all the little trinkets they usually give us. I mean, it's looking like whatever collector's editions I get, which is FF7 Revelation and Persona 4 Revival. Those may be my last collector's editions on PlayStation.
But yeah.
Alright guys, I'm gonna wrap it up. I think it's time to end this video. Usually, I hope in the coming months things will have better updates and better solutions and alternatives, but right now it doesn't look good for us PlayStation physical gamers, physical gamers, period. Yeah. But lastly, hold on to your anger. You're justified to it because Sony has been dropping the ball. And this video's been long enough. I'm signing off. Time for Kingdom Hearts 2 in a few minutes.
So I'll see
y'all then.
Sorry for this
sad, infuriating, depressing video. I'll see you guys in a few minutes.
It's been a long day without you, my friend, and I'll tell you all about